Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, man.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What did we do yesterday? Please tell.
Ma'am, question
Ma'am,
answers.
question answers.
Okay, additional ones, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us continue with the same.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Mitra. Can we have the cameras open? Hmm? Yes, can we have the cameras open, class? I think this question number 6, up till here we have done, right, Prashasti?
Till 4th.
We have done till here.
Ma'am, we have marked till number 4.
Ma'am, we have marked till question number 4.
Okay, we have marked till question number 4. That means 4, 5, 6 we have done, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, for 7th also.
7th also we have done. Fine. So we'll continue with the third one. Can any one of you suggest answer for the same question? I think it is quite easy. You all can answer.
Ma'am, 31.
Third one.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, beta. Good morning. It takes so much of time to take all the students in, right? Khyati, Yuvraj, Tanishka, Rashi, Vanshaj, Himanshu, Ilma, Ishan. Ishan Johari, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Arush, Purvi, Abhinav, Shambhavi. Shambhavi is attending class. I have never seen her camera open, Shambhavi.
No, ma'am, I do open regularly.
Show me. Yesterday you were there in the class?
Ma'am, I have done till 4 to 7 answers also.
Okay, yes. Actually, I always confuse between you and Prashasti. I don't know why. Always. Yes, Yashika wants to say something.
Ma'am, I raised the hand for the answer.
For the?
Ma'am, answer you asked.
Okay, fine. Tell. Hope you all have the books with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, is my voice coming?
Who is this?
Ma'am, Akshar.
Okay. Switch on your camera.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Right. Chaliye. Yes, Yashika, answer.
The tension between the two communities was more acute in Brussels because it presented a special problem. The Dutch-speaking people constituted a majority in the country, but a minority in the capital.
This is the answer, right? And you can add one more line to it. That line where it is written, no, the French were, though they were less in number in the whole country, still they were rich, right? All have marked?
Ma'am, can you please repeat this line? That last one.
Which question?
Ma'am, can you please tell the page number?
Page number 2, I think 2 only, no?
Ma'am, it's on page number 2, right-hand side, first paragraph.
Yes, page number 2,
Fourth
right hand
line,
side,
last.
first paragraph. Last few lines. Got it, beta?
Yes.
All done? This third answer all have marked?
Yes.
Ma'am, please repeat.
First and second we will do, beta. Wait. Patience. चलिए यशिका tell it again, beta.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, on page number 2, right-hand side, first paragraph, the tension between the two communities was more acute in Brussels because it presented a special problem. The Dutch-speaking people constituted a majority in the country, but a minority in the capital. The French also got more benefits.
Of being rich.
No.
By
You
having
can
less
I'll tell you. After writing that, you will write that the minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful in the countryside, in the whole country, which was resented by the Dutch speaking community, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later, right?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Okay.
And this will be the answer for second one also.
What led to tensions between the Dutch speaking and French speaking communities
Ma'am, the same thing.
during the 1950s and 1960s? ठीक है बेटा. अब ये वाला जो क्वेश्चन है ना, सपोज दिस क्वेश्चन कम्स फॉर 5 मार्क्स, देन यू विल बी राइटिंग अबाउट द कंपोजिशन आल्सो. लाइक you will write the Wallonia region was the region where which community lived in Wallonia region?
French.
French.
Ma'am,
And
French.
French, and they were just 40%, whereas the Flemish region was occupied by the Dutch, who were 59% of the total population. Still, the minority French-speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. This was resented by the Dutch-speaking community, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. This led to tensions between the Dutch-speaking and French-speaking communities during the 1950s and 1960s, right?
Yes, ma'am.
See, once
Can you please again tell the second answer, ma'am, because I am disconnected.
you got no issues. You will write that the Wallonia region was the French-speaking region, who were 40% of the total population, whereas the Flemish region was occupied by the Dutch-speaking, who were 59% of the total population. The minority French-speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. This was resented by the Dutch-speaking community, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. This led to tensions between the Dutch-speaking and French-speaking communities during the 1950s and 1960s, right? Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect, right? And then first question, you will write on your own because we have already done this in the flow chart, right? Right, beta? Chaliye.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chaliye. There are some more questions.
Yes.
Let me see whether we have done it all or not. Fine. Now, the next question that comes, I'm writing it here on the screen, write it down, and then I'll tell the answer also. Right? This would be your question number
8.
Okay. Question number 8. Question is, what are the reasons for power? What are the reasons for the desirability of power sharing? Hope you all can see the screen.
And I can't see question number 8.
Question number 8. It is showing on the screen, class. Can you all see?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's clear. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there are variety of questions which come for the same topic. Another question, 8th का ही एक और part आप लिखेंगे, ठीक है? It is, what are the moral and prudential reasons for power sharing? Right? Another question. What makes power sharing desirable? Got it? Beta likha?
Yes, ma'am.
There are variety. Like I told you, there are different questions, but the answer always remains the same. So if we have those multiple questions with us, we won't face any problem in answering the questions that are asked. So for the desirable, for why power sharing is desirable, you have 3 different types of questions. First is asking you what are the reasons for the desirability of power sharing, why, what are the moral and prudential reasons for power sharing, and third is what makes power sharing desirable. और एक simple question भी होता है, why power sharing is desirable, right? अगर इनमें से कोई भी question आता है, you have to simply write that power sharing is desirable for two reasons. One is prudential, the other is moral reason, right? Yes. Done, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. इसका आंसर आप शुरू करेंगे. Two different sets of reason can be given in favor of power sharing. Two different sets of reasons can be given in favor of power sharing. Mark these lines.
Yes.
Mark no. First, prudential. First, prudential and second, moral. इसको आप ऐसे लिखोगे, यहाँ पे लिखा ना, two different sets of reasons can be given in favor of power sharing. तो इसमें first में आप लिखोगे prudential and second आप लिखोगे moral reason. ठीक है? उसके बाद आप prudential को explain करोगे. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
अब हमें कौन बताएगा prudential reasons क्या होते हैं power sharing के?
Some decision based on gains and losses.
Decision based on नहीं. Reasons for prudential power sharing. Prudential reasons for power sharing. Shambhavi, your voice I can't hear.
Ma'am, so that there is no conflict between people.
हाँ, अरे भाई फ्लो चार्ट खोलो ना, फ्लो चार्ट बनाया है ना सबने.
Majority cannot rule over minority.
भाई फ्लो चार्ट सबने बनाया है, अपने फ्लो चार्ट को सामने खोलो and tell, because power sharing is good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between social groups. Second, power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. And then third is
Majority cannot rule over minority.
the will of majority community over others may look नहीं ठीक है. The majority cannot overrule or overpower the minority communities. That's it. Very simple. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Shall I repeat these points? Class, shall I repeat these points?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I am calling out names. If you are there in the class, say yes. Prashasti?
Yes, ma'am.
Ishan Johri?
Yes, ma'am.
Tanishka? Tanishka, are you there? Is Tanishka there? Huh? Vanshraj Gill?
Yes, ma'am.
Vanshraj Gill is there. Siddhant Gangwar is there. Siddhant Gangwar, are you there? Rakshit Solanki? Vanshika?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Rakshit Solanki. Vanshika?
Yes,
Aryan
ma'am.
Bharadwaj. Aryan Bharadwaj. Himanshu Singh. Vaibhav Gangwar. Vaibhav Gangwar, I can't see you. Vaibhav Gangwar. Agaz. Is Agaz there in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Open your camera, beta. Adarsh Kashyap.
Ma'am.
Okay, Dhanendra.
Yes, ma'am.
Dhanendra is there. Okay, open your camera. Agaz, you also. Saif Aman Raza. Is he there in the class? Saif Aman Raza? Saif is not in the class. Fake attendance they have put. Khyati, Karthik, Rishabh, Kushagra Singh, Gautam.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Rishabh is present.
Yes,
बता दे
ma'am.
पहले बता दे ये जो झूठी झूठी अपनी अटेंडेंस डालते हैं ना और क्लास में प्रेजेंट नहीं होते हैं आई एम रियली गोइंग टू डिडक्ट देयर मार्क्स फॉर द इंटरनल्स दिस टाइम दो लास्ट टाइम आल्सो आई हैव डन द सेम विद क्लास 10 सुमित यादव इज देयर इन द क्लास सुमित
Yes,
यादव
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Sumit Yadav, show me your face. I can't see you. Manojas, Madhav,
Yes, ma'am. There.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Waris Ali Khan,
Yes, ma'am.
Madhav Paul,
Yes, ma'am. I'm there.
okay. Waris is there. Yashika is there. Purvi is there. Shambhavi is there. Arush Pratap.
Present,
Arush,
ma'am.
are you there? Yes.
Ma'am.
Yuvraj Singh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Then Rishabh.
Yes, ma'am.
Rishabh. Aryan Gupta. Aryan Gupta, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rashi Parmar. Is Rashi there? Rashi, are you there? She is not there and she has deleted her present wala thing as well. Abhinav Gangwar.
Yes,
Ilma
ma'am.
Khan. Ilma Khan. Akshar. Akshar.
Yes, ma'am.
Priyanshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Switch on your camera. Muskan. Is Muskan there? She has also given fake attendance. She is also not attending. Pradyunsh.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sanskriti. Divyansh Jain.
Yes,
Divyansh,
ma'am. I am there.
Aditya. Lavish.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. दीदी? चलिए हो गई आपकी अटेंडेंस हमें पता चल गया किसकी फेक है और किसकी एक्चुअल है हाँ चलिए अब प्रूडेंशियल रीजन सबने मार्क कर लिया दिव्यांग मिश्रा you have not given your present in the class group. Have you written that?
Ma'am, marked the ma'am 8 question, ma'am.
हाँ prudential reasons all I have marked. Now coming to the moral reasons. First is power sharing is the very spirit of democracy.
Not mark on prudential reasons. Ma'am, I have got it.
हाँ moral reasons में first you will write power sharing is the very spirit of democracy. Second you will write same paragraph last 3 lines. A legitimate government is one where citizens through participation acquire a stake in the system. Or you can simply write that moral reason for power sharing is that it produces a legitimate government. It produces a legitimate government, right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. There are only 2 moral reasons for power sharing and 3 prudential reasons for power sharing. Chaliye. Then-
Can you please repeat the both potential and moral reasons?
Prudential on left hand side, third line, power sharing is good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between social groups. Second point, after leaving one line, power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. And the third point is, from the flowchart only I have given, that the minority cannot overpower the minority community. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. Chaliye, this answer also done. Now coming to the next question, which is given on the topic that we discussed, no, power share, forms of power sharing. इसका आप question लिखोगे, question number 9. What are the different forms of power sharing in modern democracy? Right? We have written this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now coming to the answer of this question, the flowchart that we have done. You will make points out of that. First, you will write in the first form of power sharing, power is shared among different organs of government, which is also called as the horizontal division of power.
I'm on which page?
Beta, page number 8.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Open, ma'am. From where?
First, where it is written 1, no, that one.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the answer?
Which answer? Power, forms of power sharing, we have not started yet, beta. Power is shared among different organs of government, such as the legislature, executive, judiciary. This will be your first point. Then this is called the horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. This is called horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of government placed at same level to exercise different powers. Then such a separation ensures that none of the organs can exercise unlimited powers. Then each organ checks the others, which results in a balance of power among various institutions. Then come to the last line of the same para. This arrangement is called a system of checks and balances. Marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
now all the 5 points that you have written, you may get only to write about the horizontal division of power also. You can get an individual question also for how power is shared in modern democracy in the horizontal way, or what is the horizontal distribution of power in democracy. right?
Yes, ma'am.
So please do not cut short on any of the points that I have given. They are all mandatory. You need to write them. Okay.
Ma'am, can you again repeat the point?
Okay. Why me? Let us ask. So many are there. We have got 35 participants in the class. Can we have others telling the answer? Others? बताओ बेटा. Others, you are not audible. Beta. Others absent. Rakshit Solanki.
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ आंसर बताओ जो पॉइंट्स अभी मार्क कराए थे.
Okay, ma'am. Power is shared among different organs of government, such as the legislature, executive, and judiciary. This is called horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. Such a separation ensures that none of the organs can exercise unlimited power.
ठीक है.
Each organ checks the others, which results in a balance of power among various institutions. This arrangement is called a system of checks and balance.
इसमें sometimes the question comes, what do you understand by the system of checks and balances? इसमें you will write that it is a system of power sharing in modern democracy, which is also where the powers are shared among the different organs of the government, and every organ has special powers. Remaining on the same level, they exercise different powers, right?
Ma'am, I can't get the 8th question, ma'am. Can you please again tell the 8th question?
It is written, beta. On the screen it is showing. Can you see?
Sorry, ma'am. Answer.
बेटा हो गया सबका ये क्लास.
Ma'am, can you please tell the eighth answer?
8th आंसर बेटा बता तो दिया. डिजायरेबल वाला जो था, प्रूडेंशियल एंड मॉरल रीजंस. बेटा
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. चलो next is power can be shared among governments at different levels. A general government for the entire country and governments at the provincial or the regional level. This will be your second point. A general government for the entire country is usually called federal government. In our country, we refer to it as the central or the union government. Then the governments at the provincial or the regional levels are called by different names in different countries. In India, we call them state governments. Then, where there are different levels of government, the constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of the government. Right?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
can you
please
repeat the last?
Ma'am, please repeat.
Last point of,
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
please
second
the
part.
answer.
huh?
Please repeat this second part of the answer.
Second part, first point is power can be shared among governments at different levels. Second point, a general government for the entire country is usually called federal government. In India, we call it as the central or the union government. Second point. Third point, the governments at the provincial or the regional levels are called by different names in different countries. In India, we call it as state governments. Then, sixth line of the same paragraph, page number 9, left hand side, where there are different levels of governments, the constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of the government. Then,
It is the fourth point.
yeah, this was the fourth point. Division of powers involving higher and lower levels of government is called vertical division of power. Marked? Beta marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Then the third part, third division in modern democracy. Power may also be shared among different social groups, such as the religious and linguistic groups. Then community government in Belgium is a good example of this arrangement. Then third point, in some countries, there are constitutional and legal arrangements whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislatures and administrations. Last fourth line of the same passage, this type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social groups. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This method is used to give minority communities a fair share in power. Marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then comes the fourth point, fourth division of power. Power sharing arrangement can be seen in the way political parties, pressure groups, and movements control or influence those in power. In democracy, the citizens must have freedom to choose among various contenders for power. In contemporary democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. 1 point over, third point over. Then sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct when two or more parties form an alliance to contest elections. If their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government and thus share power. Then in democracy, we find interest groups such as those of traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmers, and industrial workers. They also have share in governmental power either through participation in governmental committees or bringing influence on the decision-making process. 5 points for this part as well. Right, class?
Ma'am, can you tell the third part again?
Third part again. Beta, less than 1 minute is left. Now you have to go through the recording again.
I have marked 3 points, but suddenly the network.
Monday we will discuss again because now anytime the meeting is going to end.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. So kindly complete your work in the notebooks up till here so that when on first or second, whenever the schools are opening, you can give your notebooks for corrections. Right? And for the notebook part, You need to cover your notebooks properly, index to be maintained nicely, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.